Before we begin, let's make sure you're in the right place. Boston's South End is different from South Boston, commonly known as Southie. Here we see on the map how the South End is a bit more connected to downtown and the Back Bay, as well as more landlocked than Southie. And more importantly, these adjoining neighborhoods have very different histories and completely contrasting architectures. I plan to do a video on the differences in the future, but know that today's video will cover the South End. Historically, Boston's South End has been a mix of everyone, really. Wave after wave of immigrants have molded the neighborhood into what it is today. This persistent change is most evident in the South End food scene. Simply put, the South End provides phenomenal restaurant options. Some locals would even tell you that the South End, not the North End, is the real food capital of Boston. In the South End, you have easy access to a wide variety of cuisines. The food really is on par with the quality of the North End, but there are even more selections than just Italian. For example, you can get Puerto Rican, Chinese, Greek, Spanish, also Italian, among others, all within a few blocks of each other. There are also some wonderful American brunch places to choose from. In short, if having a great restaurant selection within walking distance is important to you, then you should put the South End at the top of your neighborhood list. The South End also contains many parks and green spaces, 11 if we're going to be exact, so you can go get some of the delicious food options as takeout and then have a nice little picnic, not in the wintertime though. These green spaces are refreshing in the middle of an urban area and give you a nice break if you're teleworking and the weather is amicable. Another pro of the South End is that it's loaded with Boston charm. Sometimes when I'm walking through parts of the South End that contain Victorian brownstones, I get tricked into thinking that I'm in the middle of Back Bay. In addition to these brownstones, you can also find some Flemish, Gothic, and Italianate influences. I'm not gonna lie, I looked those up. Also, unlike other parts of Boston, many of the renovations and new developments in the South End have embraced the history of the buildings in which they were restored or tried to match the charm of the existing neighborhood. One massive consideration of living in the South End is the access, or potentially lack thereof, to the Metro, aka T. As you can see on the map, no trains on the T run directly through the South End. The Orange Line does run right along the border of the South End and the Back Bay. The rapid transit bus of the Silver Line does run along Washington Street through the South End, but these buses are going to be subject to traffic patterns and require a transfer to a different line to get anywhere else in the city. If you live in the middle of the South End, you're either going to want to have a car, note that parking here while free can be annoying, or need to plan around a decent walk to the T, which may grow old during winter time. The good news is that, based on my research moving to the area, living further into the South End and away from public transit tends to have lower rent prices than those units that run along the Orange Line. Wherever you live, you'll probably want to have access to grocery stores, and the South End has no shortage of local markets. There's a Whole Foods on the north side of the neighborhood toward downtown and a Foodies in the center of the neighborhood, but if you're looking for just a standard grocery store, you're probably going to want to leave the neighborhood. With all of the activities that the South End has to offer, it's a great area for young professionals, but there have been some families flocking to the neighborhood in recent years. Data from Boston.gov supports this claim, as the proportion of children in the neighborhood is slightly higher than other neighborhoods close to downtown. If you're planning on moving to the South End, you'll need to budget about $2,700 per month for a one-bedroom apartment and about $3,700 per month for a two-bedroom apartment. While the South End does have some newer units, there are also plenty of older apartments, so be sure to determine what utilities and amenities like central air, type of heat, in-unit laundry, etc. are included in your rent. So this concludes my very brief overview of the South End. Please let me know in the comments if I missed any important aspects of the neighborhood. Please like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe to see similar videos.